Can Brendan White make the roster?
Curious, Raj, did you say he did in your article?
No, I didn't. And truthfully, again, this is roster, again, 1.0. I'm allowed to have 4. There's 4 revisions you can make. So this was early on. The reason why, and this is before I saw him pitch today, and I instantly regretted it. I saw Brendan White pitch last year in Erie. His slider spin was something ridiculous, like over 2,800, 2,900, something like that. He can spin the ball, and it just hit another 1-2-3. I think he had a 1-2-3 inning. He's looked efficient. He looks like he belongs. And again, this is an example right here of good scouting and good development by the Tigers, because Brendan White, if you're going to tell me that you thought of Brendan White as a prospect last year before the season began, I would have told you you're wrong. But him and Foley, to a certain extent, are examples of scouting in the Northeast, which is not like New York, state of New York, and looking for guys like that. Foley was a Friday night starter. Brendan White went to a small college in New York, and he really, really emerged last year as a guy who, if he doesn't make the team, he's surely going to be called up shortly. I guess maybe see him sometime closing in Toledo, and Toledo's going to be, if you think about it, man, Toledo's going to be like, Toledo's roster is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, how often do we get to say that? Usually Toledo's just kind of the outcasts of Tigers farm systems. If you think about it in the grand scheme of things, every year they're like, okay, there's a couple interesting guys, but everybody's either in West Michigan or Erie. They got some interesting people coming out in Toledo. I mean, Mud Hen fans should be excited. And I think if White doesn't make the team out of opening day, I think he's the closer in Toledo.
Well, yeah, just looking at your article, you had Curvon Castro in there. He's probably, if I had to switch one guy out for Brendan White, it'd probably be him. But yeah, I could definitely see him being starting the year as the closer in Toledo. I think that would probably be best for him, if I'm being honest.
Never know with relievers. We saw like there's a Will Vest kind of feel to Brendan White. I think Vest has 3 pitches. White's just basically 2. But yeah, sometimes it's just a war of attrition in the bullpen in the spring. Some guy, like last year, it wasn't, I don't know if it was Diaz. There was another, non-roster invitee that came in, and he was really good, and then he had one rough outing, and they sent him packing. It's like sometimes it's that simple in spring. So if White keeps going out there getting outs, it wouldn't shock me. But there are a decent amount of interesting arms in there, and having Englert have to make the roster complicates things a little bit. But I'd say White has a decent shot. I wouldn't pencil him in just yet.
Yeah, I mean, if relievers are so volatile, I mean, and we all know that. If he's pitching well and he's one of the 7 or 8 best guys this spring, there's no reason not to bring him north. You don't have to, with relievers, never worry about service time or any of that BS. Just use them until they lose them, and if he's getting outs for you and he looks like he's one of your 7 best, let him go.